How could a toad possibly be a wealth mentor? Insulted, the toad snapped its fingers. Suddenly, countless system notifications flooded Ye Xiao's screen. Innate talent, wealth rolling in, LV1 your gold increases by 1% daily. Innate talent, penny pincher, LV1 upon death, no gold coins or items will drop. Innate talent, extraordinary luck, LV1 great wealth grants great luck. Innate talent, unmatched charm, LV1 charm increases by 50 points. Innate talent, power of the wealth god, LV1 for every 1 million gold coins spent, gain +1 random attribute point, up to 100 points per day. Seeing so many innate talents at once, Ye Xiao was astonished. No wonder it was a hidden class. Though not directly offensive, any one of these talents could generate unimaginable power and wealth. When Ye Xiao noticed the effect of wealth rolling in, he realized that with his current 2.2 billion gold, he would earn 22 million extra gold daily. With power of the wealth god, that translated into 22 free attribute points every day. This god of wealth class is simply overpowered. He thought. In his previous life, he had foolishly spent all his wealth on Xinyan Ran. In this life, as a true wealth god, he would show the world the real power of money. Ye Xiao spawned into the newbie village. There weren't many players around, making it the perfect time to level up quickly. However, starting as a beast tamer was much harder than other classes in the early stages. He couldn't tame powerful beasts yet and needed a good strategy. The toad chastised him for recklessly choosing beast tamer, reminding him he didn't even start with a proper weapon. But Ye Xiao insisted the beast tamer had the highest potential for growth if nurtured correctly. Just as he was checking his status window, he heard a commotion behind him. Turning around, he saw a group of level 5 goblin warriors rushing toward him. With no weapon, Ye Xiao was completely at a disadvantage. The panicked toad urged him to run, and Ye Xiao did, dashing toward the main city with the toad bouncing after him. They barely escaped defeat. Humiliated, Ye Xiao resolved not to remain weak for long. Other players mocked him, pitying his pathetic tamer class and his ridiculous toad companion. Angered, the toad demanded he buy a beast egg in the city to tame a better creature. But Ye Xiao refused. He didn't want just any beast, he wanted the best. Confused, the toad asked what he planned. Ye Xiao revealed he knew of a hidden dungeon containing a god-level beast egg in a dragon's lair. Determined, he headed straight for the Supreme Hall to hire powerful mercenaries to help him reach it. The toad was shocked only players above level 100 typically entered the Supreme Hall. But Ye Xiao ignored all warnings and boldly entered, only to be stopped by a level 80 Grand Archmage. The Archmage politely suggested he return when he had a recommendation letter from the city lord. When Ye Xiao admitted he didn't have one, the Archmage tried to drive him out. Ye Xiao smiled coldly. This time, he wouldn't beg. This time, he would buy everything he needed and pave his way to the top. He had heard the Archmage had recently lost something and claimed he was there to return it. Suspicious, the Archmage declared he had lost nothing and warned Ye Xiao not to lie. In response, Yao tossed a handful of gold coins onto the ground and told the Archmage to look carefully ****, those **** were the lost coins. A sudden glint appeared in the Archmage's eyes. He quickly collected the coins, and his attitude toward Yao changed dramatically. Showing newfound respect, he guided Yao to a VIP room in the War God Pavilion on the upper floors of the Supreme Hall. Yao couldn't help but smile at how quickly the Archmage's demeanor had shifted. He even teased him, saying he liked his earlier fierceness. In return, the Archmage assured Yao that he was now free to enter. The toad was amazed at how well money could open doors. Once inside, Yao observed rows of powerful Supreme Hall Honor Knight golems, some at level 80 and others at level 100. Even the toad had to admit that the Supreme Hall lived up to its reputation. Anyone who hired a level 100 guardian could practically dominate the newbie village. Yet none of these standard golems appealed to Ye Xiao, he considered them beneath him. Suddenly, a berserk blood warrior approached Ye Xiao and demanded to know who had allowed him inside. Yao ignored his tone and stated that he wanted to hire a divine-level golem guardian. The berserk blood warrior scoffed, explaining that divine-level golems were exceedingly rare and generally unavailable for hire. Judging by Yao's current stats, even a level 80 guardian was already more than enough. Besides, he doubted Yao could afford such a contract. Yao then declared he was willing to pay 1 billion gold per day, causing the blood warrior to fall silent. His demeanor softened immediately. In a quieter voice, he admitted that while it wasn't standard practice, rules were ultimately made by people. By coincidence, he happened to know a divine-level spellcaster who might be willing to help. Recalling that divine-level spellcasters were incredibly versatile, capable of protection, defense, and offense all at once, Yao recognized the enormous advantage of hiring such a powerful ally from the start. He accepted the Berserk Blood Warrior's offer without hesitation. The warrior reminded Yao that while he could summon the spellcaster at any time, they first needed to settle the payment details for the billion gold per day rate. Yao proposed signing a contract immediately, agreeing to pay whenever required. The Blood Warrior accepted, and said that once the contract was finalized, the spellcaster would be summoned. Yao was eager to proceed. He had much to accomplish and wanted to start immediately. As the contract stabilized, a beautiful female mage suddenly teleported behind Yao. Her name was Dolores, a divine-level spellcaster. According to the contract, she would follow Yao's orders for the next 24 hours. Curious, Dolores asked what difficult task he needed her for. Feeling a bit awkward, Yao admitted he had hired her for a very challenging mission. Dolores, however, seemed unimpressed. She assumed there were no truly tough dungeons in the newbie village, mentioning that foes like the Goblin King and even his entire family could be wiped out with a simple wave of her hand. Yao decided to skip further explanations and simply asked her to follow him. Together, they headed to a monster hunting area. Upon arriving, Dolores summoned a massive firewall spell that instantly obliterated the Goblin elite warriors. Yao was stunned by her damage output. It was as if she were knocking the numbers so high they might as well be phone numbers. Other players nearby were just as speechless. They saw Yao teamed with a spellcaster unleashing insane damage values. Some wondered if he was hacking but quickly dismissed the idea. No known cheats existed for the game yet. The only logical explanation was that he had hired an extremely high-level NPC spellcaster. Thanks to Dolores' overwhelming firepower, Yao Zhao's level skyrocketed. He soon reached level 10, gaining 10 attribute points to allocate freely. He also became the first player in Novice Village #9527 to reach level 10, earning another 10 bonus attribute points. Even more impressively, he was the first player worldwide to hit level 10, which granted him 50 additional attribute points and the special title, Speed Ascender. The Toad was amazed at Yao's rapid progression. Most players were still below level 5, yet Yao had surged to 10 in just half a day. In response, the system broadcasted a worldwide announcement. Player Night Sorrow has reached level 10, unlocking the level leaderboard, ***. Other players were shocked, wondering how someone had managed to level up so quickly. Some guessed he might be a game master testing the system. But Yao Xiao didn't care about their speculation. Soon enough, when Apocalypse merged with reality, everyone would discover he was the true god among them. With his new level, bonus attribute points, and the 100 points gained from spending 1 billion gold through his God of Wealth power, Yao decided it was time to head for his true destination. After a long trek, the Toad finally asked how much farther they had to go to reach the hidden dungeon. Yao Xiao reassured him they had already arrived. Pointing ahead, he announced with a smile, "Welcome to the Dragon's Lair."